Hi Facebookers, it's me, Antonella. Listen, one time last summer, my little sister Franca came over. She's got all these kids. She really only has one more than me, but it feels, to go from 3 to 4 feels like a lot more kids. Anyway, she's like, Antonella, how do you do these, easy meals when you have a big family and there's a big schedule and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, the best thing is one pot cooking. That is my armor. That is where I win. So what you do, pick anything you like to eat, put it all in the one pot, cover it, cook it. You put it in the oven for an hour at like 345, 375, depending on what you're cooking. Let's make one right now. This one's simple, it's easy, it's fun. So first thing I do, I'm gonna start by adding, by the way, that's my Temptations. I'm gonna add a couple sticks of butters. This is probably, not sticks, but 1 stick of butter. But it's really, couple sticks. I was gonna say it's good. I take 1 stick of butter, cut it up into little patties, and I just section it through the entire thing. You don't have to do this with Temptations. I'm not selling you or anything. It's just that I always cook in Temptations because the food tastes better. I can't explain it, but it does. Now, then why the butter, Antonella? It's not for stickiness. It's for flavor. Because the first thing that's gonna go in this layer is going to be potatoes. But before I get there, I always start with my olive oil. So just a little drizzle, dabble, dabble, because the meat that I'm putting in here, the protein, is going to have a lot of juice to it, so we don't need to add too much olive oil. So I got my stick of butters, I got my olive oil. Now the first thing that goes down, it's 1, 2, 3 ingredients. A potato, oops, there goes my stove. A potato, peppers, and for me today in the family, sausage. That's it. And it's the layers that count here. So first we're gonna lay down those potatoes because they're gonna start almost like frying, if you will, at the bottom with the butter and the olive oil. Then we're gonna do a layer of the green peppers. And those are gonna bring down some like earthy organicness to those potatoes. Lastly, the sausage. You can use sausage, you can use chicken, you can use whatever you wanna use. The meat's gonna go on top. And all the juices are gonna rain down on top of those peppers and those potatoes, and then it's all just gonna swell together like a force of nature. Let's go. So we're gonna start first with the potato. So people have been asking me, they say, Antonella, well, how big's the pot? How big's this or that? Or how much of this? Or how much of that? I don't know what pots you have at home. So what I'm telling you with this one is, cut the potatoes into quarters. So here was the whole potato. And then I'm gonna cut it into 4 quarters. And I am going to just cover the first layer of whatever pot you have. You know what? If you're cooking for 2 people, you can make this. There's no math involved. You don't have to take some kind of a recipe, divide it by 3 or whatever. No, you just cover the bottom of the pan that you have. That's all you have to do. If it's 2 potatoes, what does it go? 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. Okay? So you decide. Now that I have a bigger potato here, I am cutting it into 6 pieces because I don't want it to take too long. Remember, got to keep the pieces about the same size. So all you're doing is taking whatever pot you own. If it's a 9-inch, if it's a 10-inch, if it's a 13-inch, like mine's big. This one's too big, it won't cook the same. It's important to have everything pretty much the same width in order to get a good even cooking. Okay, so not to bore you, so I went ahead, I cut up the rest of my potatoes. I'm just gonna slide them in, put them in, they're my bottom layer. Here they are, beautiful. Doesn't matter if the sides are up or if the sides are down. You just want them on the bottom layer, obviously. I cut up too many of them. Well, that's usual. But it's okay, because when this cooks down, a lot of the foods are gonna cook down in it, so it'll settle itself into place and then harmonize beautifully. So anyway, we get all the potatoes in. Va bene. There they are. Secret number 2. You're going to season by layer. So I have salt, pepper, garlic, basil, and oregano, my staples. And I just give it a little shaky, shake, shake for the first layer. I messed up already. Over those potatoes, pour the olive oil. Keep them wet, keep them damp, keep them happy in sunshine in that golden olive oil. I just wet them down, done. Then your spices. Okay, so we already did the salt. I'm gonna chastise it with a little bit of pepper. Here we come, Mr. Pepper Pep. There he is, and I like it. And then some garlic. And this is all done in the layers. Ooh, Mama loves the garlic with that potato and the butter and then the olive oil. Now I have oregano. This makes it pretty. It's green. It's yummy. Gives it a little bit of Italian pizzazz. That was about a cupful. And then because I just love basil, it's beautiful. I won't use my fresh basil that I'm growing up there because it's too tender and it's too fine. I'm gonna use a dried basil because this is going to give me just a little bit more of a punch of the basil flavor. So you see where I'm going now? Okay, done. Let's get to the peppers. Take your peppers. You don't need a big tutorial on this. You're gonna take your peppers now, open them up, clean them out, tear it up. There it is. Oh, I like that. Put that in there. And then cut. Just cut it into almost the slivers that the potatoes were. Okay? I'm gonna put that in there. Put that right on top. Beautiful. Once those are done, put them on top. Again, didn't want to bore you, so I pre-cut my peppers because really, do you want to watch me cut peppers for 20 minutes? Not 20 minutes, 5 minutes. But still, you know, you've seen one pepper cut, you've seen them all. True or false? And this I'm like smushing stuff down because all this is gonna get real limp and finey and it's gonna fall down into the dish. All right, now, next, sausage. Oh, wait, what do we do? Season. All right, go back to your olive oil. Remember, go light because each layer is gonna drizzle down. Olive oil, olive oil, olive oil. There it is. Then we go again. A little bit of salt. You think about what you would just season that amount of peppers with. A little bit of peppers, a little bit of pepper. Oh, it smells so fresh. This is so easy. A little bit of garlic. Yeah, I say a little bit, but you guys are like, is that a little bit? In my house it is. Okay, then we have the oregano, which is so beautiful. There's the oregano. And then lastly, just splash it with those basil leaves. Try to just get it on everything. And then lastly, la salsiccia. So I get a hot Italian and a sweet Italian link, and you just put them right on top. Right? Oops. That one ran away. Okay, so then we just put these right on the top. What's so good about this and why I put them on the top is because all of their juice, I'm just breaking it out of the casing, leaving it in little kind of oversized, bite-sized pieces. And what I'm gonna do is, because I don't like the casing makes it stiffer and harder, and I really just want all this meat to fall into those peppers and those potatoes. So what will happen is because the sausage is on top, all of the juice from the sausage is going, it's going to trickle down. It's going to rain all over those beautiful peppers and potatoes, and then you have the flavor of the butter and the olive oil, and then you have the garlic, the oregano, the basil, salt and pepper. So see now, look at what I'm building here. It's like a mound. So I did, obviously, I got the sausage pre-prepared for you too because, right? I'm gonna make you sit and watch all this. But honestly, to get this dish together, no joke, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, it goes in the oven. So once I finish loading up my layer, my last layer here of sausage, think lasagna when you're doing it. A layer of love to make it all come together. Once that's done, I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil, and then I'm going to put it into the oven, center rack, and I'm going to cook it at 375, I think. No, 350. You're going to check this in about an hour, and what I want you to do then is stir it all up. Not with a slotted spoon, but with a full cuppy spoon, so that you're putting those juices one on top of the other, mixing those potatoes, mixing those peppers, bringing in the sausage, and then you're going to fork that potato, and you're going to see if it's done. So when that potato comes out where it's soft with the fork, a mangiare. Okay, I'll be back in about an hour to show you what this looks like. Be right back, bookers. Don't go anywhere. There it is, my little honey pies. Sausage, peppers, potatoes, butter, olive oil, all those juices. Take a nice thick Italian bread and just dip it in that juice. It's so good. So it's ready, you guys. Nice. Buon appetito a mangiare.